All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So I guess first things first, I know I've been MIA over the last week or so with the Christmas break and everything. I meant to do and get around to a lot of my backlog and projects and things, but unfortunately, everything kind of repressed since 2020 started kind of got back to me, which combined with sad meant I was not productive at all this last week. And I was suffering from kind of like a mild burnout, so I didn't have the energy to really commit to doing any videos or things. That said, I'm trying to make up for it a little bit the next few days, try to catch up on some videos and stuff. So with that said, Ascender is finally back. The latest volume just released a few days ago, so I was able to get my hands on it. And I just finished doing a catch-up read-through today, so I figured why not, rather than trying to do two videos tomorrow, might as well get one out of the way today and save myself a little bit of time. So with that said, we're going to dive into Ascender Volume 3, The Digital Mage. And I'm already loving this cover with Driller just kind of standing there with me, with Mila, as he's kind of protecting her with his hand. It just looks so badass. Like, love to get a poster of this at some point. But yeah, quick one more thing. I'll probably do a channel update as well with more, concrete stuff sometime tonight. Just putting that out there. But yeah, with that said, let's dive into Ascender Volume 3 as we pick up with some monologue and flashbacks as we have. I was there at the end when the big machines came. I was there when they waved their hands and all the little machines went away. Oh no, this is what's his face? I can never remember this guy's name, but I know it's something weird. I'll come back to him once we get into it. It's the weird little goblin magician guy. And he goes, "Of course, I didn't know any of that then. I was just scared shitless like everyone else. Don't know what to do, so I used whatever magic I had in these old bones, and I got as far away from there as I could. And I took my only friend with me. So I didn't realize it then, but me using magic to teleport the big fella away when I did, it must have somehow stopped him from going wherever the Descenders sent all the other bots." So he goes, "Don't think I really thought about where we were going. My old brain must have just sent us back to where I'd spent the last 30 years of my life, the planet Walk. It's where I first met the big fella and is where we ended up as the rest of the universe went ass over tea kettle. Took almost everything I had to get us there, but I don't know how long I slept after that. But Driller never left my side. I knew things had changed. I could feel it. Something old had awakened. The magic I always practiced in secret, it was in the air now, no longer in hiding." And you go, "Neither were the scrapping vampires." And you see a bunch of vampires just leaping at him and Driller. His Driller's just laying into them. And you have those blood-sucking bastards that spent eons underground. And when they finally came up, they were hungry. Having the big fella by my side was all that kept me alive. Couldn't stay on Walk, too small and not enough places to hide. And hide was what we'd do for the next 10 years. Hide from vamps, hide from Mother's black magic, and hide from the tech hunters. I used a cloaking spell to sneak us on one of the last relocation vessels before the militia totally shut down what was left of the UGC. Don't know why I chose Samson. Just had a feeling. Something in my gut telling me we needed to be there. And that's where we stayed. The one night, not 3 months ago, I had a vision. So it feels like that should be then one night. I had a vision. Magic comes when you least expect it. And this time it showed me where we needed to go. Luckily, Mother's militia don't patrol the open waters much. If anything, being out there, I felt safer and more alive than I had in years. I knew this was right. I knew this was what we had to do." And you see, as we get back to the present with them reuniting with Mila and Tulsa and Helda, and he goes, "And now I know why. We've been waiting for you. Mila's like, me? It's like, yeah, little one, you. You got magic in you, kiddo. Big, big magic. And she's like, I'm no witch. I'm a starfighter, just like Telsa and my dad. I even killed a vampire once. He's like, if you say so. And you have Bandit going, fra, fra, fra. Driller's like, yappy bot. He goes, Driller never thought he'd see another robot again, especially not little yappy bot. And he puts his hands down. Bandit just goes running onto them, and Driller just kind of lifts them up to his face. Hey, Tails, nice to see you. I hope you're enjoying the read-through so far. And you have Driller going, but Driller's happy. Driller almost missed Yappy Bot. And Telsa goes, I hate to break it to you. Oh, Miser, I knew it was some kind of weird name. And he goes, I hate to break it to you, Miser, but we are not meant to do anything here except leave. Miser goes, wonderful. Where are we going? Telsa's like, we, as in Mila, Held, and I, are going to get this rust pile working again, and then we're getting off-world. Bandit has a map. He's a bit scrapped up, but I know someone who can fix him. And Miser's like, well, I think you're going to have a hard time getting the little bot to leave without Driller. And Telsa goes, and I don't suppose you or the big bot can help fix this tub of trash. Can you, wizard? And Miser's like, sorry, never been good with a wrench. Telsa asks, what about that ghost that was in my ship? Any more of those around here? And Miser goes, ghosts? These days, there's ghosts everywhere, Telsa. And he says, saw. It's like a flock of blinkless. And you see these things that look like crows with just one gigantic blood-stained eye swirling around the ship. And Telsa goes, militia won't be long now. We need to get this in the air. Helda. And she goes, on it, Captain. And Driller's like, Driller hates eyeball birds. Meadows like, fra. Mila's like, I hate them too. Now the troops and vamps will come. And Driller's like, Driller ain't scared of no vamps. Driller's a real vamp killer. And Mila's like, I like you, Driller. I know she has good taste. Diller's like, as we switch scenes back to Mata. And I think I'm going to go with some Resident Evil names here for these two, so I don't have to call them both Mother. So I'm going to call the red-haired one the Red Queen, and the Mother we knew from the start as the White Queen, just to make things a little easier. So the White Queen goes, what do you want, sister? What do you hope to accomplish with this treachery? And the Red Queen goes, treachery? If anyone knows treachery, you murderous bitch, I will rule. It is that simple. Your reign is over. I am Mother of the Galaxy now, and when we find the source of magic, my reign will be eternal. The White Queen goes, power comes in many forms, sister. You may have more magic than me, but my armies are loyal. They will never follow you. The Red Queen just grabs her head and tilts it up and goes, which is exactly why I'm going to keep you around, weak thing. And you see her kind of slapping her hand away. She goes, no, I won't let you treat me like this. I swore never again. Never again. And she tries to hit her with a blast of magic, which the Red Queen just turns into a swarm of butterflies. And she goes, you will do exactly what I say. And she kind of backlashes the magic against her. And you have an, ugh. You see the White Queen trying to throw another splash of magic at her with a claw. And she goes, I fought and bled for all that I have. I always just came to you. I had to earn it, and you will not take it, sister. And again, Red Queen kind of just shatters it easily and goes, I've already taken it, you fool. The magic of all of our mothers is mine. You are now a minor conjurer at best, and at worst, a weak little thing again. And you have a no, as the Red Queen does a little splash of magic, and you see this red flame swirling around the White Queen as it kind of regresses her back to her teenage state again. And he goes, now, come, weak thing. We have much work to do. He's like, where are we going? And the Red Queen goes, where else? We are going home. And you see they're coming. as you see a bunch of battleships come on the shore heading towards Telsa and co. You have Mila going, Telsa, they're coming! And she goes, I heard you the first time. It's like, how are we looking, Helda? Helda's like, she may get off the ground, but after that, it's like, good enough, get in everyone, let's go, hurry. And Driller's like, Driller don't hurry. Driller is Driller. And you have Driller's going overboard if he doesn't shut up and move. And Driller's like, And Helda's like, don't you me. I'll have you for spare parts, you big scrap pile. And you see his vampires start bouncing off the ship, starting to board the beaches. And you have Mother saves, Mother sees all. You have shit. He's like, Driller? He's like, get going. Driller do some killing. And tells us like, Helda, fire the engines. And Mila's like, we can't leave them. And Telsa goes, I promised your dad I'd get you off this rock. I can't risk that just because you found a new pet. Now strap in. And you have Miser going, don't worry about Driller, young'un. It's those vamps you should pray for. As you see Driller just going in full force, just decimating all the vamps left and right, gouging them up and tearing them apart. And he goes, come on then, you blood-drinking bags of meat. And you see one of the ogres coming towards him as well, roaring at him, and Driller just roars back. Morning Rain says, Happy New Year, Ash. I haven't started to send her yet, but I just wanted to stop by. Peace. Thank you for stopping by, Morning Rain. I'll hopefully see you for tomorrow Sunday's One Piece reaction. And Happy New Year to you as well. And Happy New Year. Should have said that before I started. Happy New Year to everyone else. I'm hoping 2021 is going to be a lot gentler to all of us than 2020 was. And then we have Helda going, Engine 1 is only at half power, but 2 is primed. And you have Telsa going, okay, let's punch it. And Mila's like, I told you we can't leave him. And Telsa's like, and I told you to strap in and shut up, you little brat. And you see a foom as the rockets ignite. And Driller's just like, Driller hates cave trolls. He grabs the trolls and just slams them into the fire with rah! And you have Mother forbids this, Mother forbids it, as Driller runs towards the ship, grabs on with one hand as it starts taking off. And you have some vampires trying to grab onto his leg as he's going up. And you see Driller going, Driller, drill your fangy face, vamp. Get off of Driller. As he just uses his other hand to drill into the vampire's face and knock him off. And you have one inside the ship's like, Bandit! It's like, Mila! And you see Driller kind of holding his way into the ship. You have careful little human. Driller's got a stubborn vampire. Driller, can't shake. Get back. The hell? Oh, the vamp's apparently still hanging on, even without its head. And Mila's like, everyone needs to stop telling me what to do. Driller's like, And you see as you see the vamp just still holding on to him. As Mila just throws her little walking stick spear right through the vamp, impaling him, finally killing him as he gets knocked off of Driller. And you have Driller going, little girl's a killer. Girl's a real killer. And Mila's like, told you. Oh, I love these two so much. You see as they're taking off, Telsa goes, everything all right back there? And Mila's like, ship is clear and I saved Driller. Guess I'll just shut up and strap in now, Captain. Telsa's like, don't look at me like that, as Hilda's staring at her. Like, whatever you say, Captain. And Hilda goes, look there, Mila, we're clearing the atmosphere. And she's like, I've never been in space before. Never even been off-world before. And Hilda's like, I told you, little one. First the sea, then the stars. And you see them just kind of coasting out of the atmosphere, which has this brilliant kind of magenta hue. And then we see back in the royal vessel of Nish, somewhere in space, who's that Stock, going, Your Highness. One of his little guards comes and goes, Your Highness, we've detected an illegal deep space craft taking off from Samson. Looks like a pre-war class cruiser. And he's like, yes, and I do look forward to listening to that, Your Highness. Oh, no, sorry, I missed a line here. And he goes, so, what do I care? Let the old witch handle it. I've almost cleared the next level, and later on, Jalot and I are going to record my debut album in the ship's new recording studio. Oh my god. And he's like, yes, and I do look forward to listening to that, Your Highness. But it is Nish's sworn duty to investigate any illegal tech and confiscate. And need I remind you that Mother is watching us very closely. And you see that multi-eyed floating squid flesh pile still just kind of floating over the table watching him. As Stock goes, fine. Set a course to intercept the illegals and prepare all weapons. I haven't slaughtered anyone in ages. As we get to chapter 12, and we have, I'm 12 years old and I see you for the first time. I am 15 and I see you again at the robot rallies, full of anger and self-righteousness, full of life. I'm 22 and the Descenders have taken Tim away, and we are left with each other. Once again, but deep down we know that's all we need. Each other. What the hell is this? Oh, this Andy doing a flashback. He goes, I'm 24 and I've proven wrong because our daughter, Andy's flashback, because our daughter is born and now I know all we ever really needed was her. Okay, so he's basically digging up a grave so that he can finally bury Effie after he escaped from the last volume. He goes, I'm 26 and you and I hold hands as we walk across Derishu with Mila on your back, and I hear her say mommy for the first time in my helmet comm. You hear too and you squeeze my hand. I'm 27 and the monsters drag you away from us and I think I'll never see you again. I'm 32 and I finally find you again and then you die in my arms. And now you're gone. Mila's gone and I have nothing. And you see him just kind of standing next to a grave, just kind of mourning, slumped down, slumped over. And you see inside of Effie, like, heart starts beating as blood spurts out. And you see your hand just shooting out of the grave. God. All right, I really need this series to stop, like, killing Effie and then bringing her back, killing her and bringing her back. Because at this point, I'm kind of going on like an emotional roller coaster with this. Sklushko's Driller is the best. It's absolutely the best. Honestly, one of my favorite characters, and definitely one of the ones that had the best story arc in Descender. Like, I'm not even debating that. You have Andy going, F, and he's like, Andy. He's like, my mech system, my between parts, they're always set on standby. A failsafe in case my heart gave out. Once it died, my cybernetic parts took over. They must have purged the vamp virus. I don't know how I feel about this twist. I'll do thoughts at the end with that. And you have Andy going, what do you remember? She goes, nothing. Nothing and everything. I remember you. I remember Mila, Derishu. Then the vamps came, and then it was dark. Dark forever. So, but now, here you are. She goes, here I am. As they kiss and embrace again. And he goes, F, what is it? As she looks around. And she goes, sensors are picking up movement. Lots of it. Moving, but not warm-blooded. It's like, do you have any weapons? It's like, nothing. She goes, there's no fighting them then. We gotta move. She grabs his hand and takes off. And you see, Mother saves. Mother loves you. As you see this huge tank kind of going, making its way through the woods. Excuse me. You have General Vix. Our scouts have picked up their scents ahead. And he goes, excellent. Keep pressing forward and send a small party to flank them and cut them off. It's like, yes, General. It's like, Oracle Prime, link me through with the moon of Amun. It's like, yes, General, establishing link. And you have, General Vix, to what do we owe the honor? And it's like, have you heard from Mother? Is she there? And you have the combined amalgamation that is now Frobin and Thobin going, Mother? Why no, General. Neither Throbin nor I have heard from her mother in a few cycles. It's not like you would lose track of her. Don't tell me you've finally fallen from Mother's graces and her bed. Oh my God. Vix is like, fools. And he's silent for a moment and goes, where are you, Mother? And you see back in the woods, Effie goes, this way. And Andy's like, hold up, there's something I need to tell you. Mila, she's He's like, is she hurt? It's like, no, but she's with Telsa. And Effie's like, Telsa? It's like, I know, long story. And she's like, well, where are they? I need to see her, Andy. And Andy's like, last time I saw them, they were going out to sea. He's like, what? You don't even know where she is? And he's like, hey, cut me some slack here, F. I've been dealing with a few things. And she's silent for a moment as Andy goes, what? What is it? She goes, 4 of them ahead, and the rest closing in fast behind. And she goes to a nearby tree and snaps off one of the branches. He's like, what are you doing? She goes, wooden stakes. He's like, gather as many as you can. And you see a hiss and a too late as one of the vampires leaps out of the woods towards F. And you have traitor. So the vampire kind of pushes her to the ground. You have ugh. You have hiss. Andy comes up behind and stabs the vampire with a stake and knocks it off and goes, get up, F. He's like, too late, stay close, like always. And you see them back to back as a ring of vampires surround them. She goes, can't run anymore. This is it. We have to fight. And you see a schlunk as a piece of wood comes flying out and impales on the vampires. And you have away, abominations. It's like, these woods belong to Kantos. And you see Kantos just swinging in his bounty hunter gear and his mask. Well, I'm assuming it's a he, but that might be different. So Kantos comes swinging in and they go, it's like, these woods belong to Kantos. He's like, milady, tosses Effie a spear. And she's like, thanks. And you see a gah as she stabs one of the vamps and slices off its neck. And you see Kantos just doing the cool backhand as he stabs a vampire behind him. He goes, go to hell, fiend. And he goes, do you require safe passage, friends? It's like, yeah, that would be good. And then Kantos bows and goes, it would be Kantos' pleasure to assist you. Any enemy of the beast is a friend of these woods. And Andy's like, there are more coming, a lot more. Kantos takes off his mask and goes, that is good. Kantos' blades are thirsty. I don't recognize him, so I assume it's going to be a new character. And we see a scream as one of those like winged dragon vehicles comes into a landing on her ice home planet. And the Red Queen goes, come, weak thing, back to where we began. And White Queen's like, I don't like this place. And the Red Queen goes, you're acting like a child. This is where you always belong, little sister, scrubbing floors, cleaning. If you just stayed in your place, none of this would hurt so much. And the White Queen goes, why are we here? Here of all places. And she goes, this is not why we came here. I just want to remind you of how small you really are. And you see them lighting it on fire as they retreat. And they go, this way, hurry, weak thing. And they go back to a little machine underground bunker where they found these seeds and everything else. And the White Queen goes, all the great beasts were released long ago. The most powerful relics stored in my castle, their power absorbed or used up. And the Red Queen goes, yes, but this place itself, it has power. Power that can never be removed. Excuse me. It was the UGC lived here, surrounding this place for decades. It connects us to them. She goes, give me your hand. And she draws a little circle in the floor. And you have an ouch. It's like, quiet, baby. As she scratches a little line in her palm to draw blood. And goes, the UGC rebels. A mage protects them. Someone whose power challenges ours. But how did this mystery mage get that power? It was not from us. Not from the relic stored here. The White Queen goes, the source. It's like, yes, the enemy must have found that which we seek. The source of magic. We find the mage, we eliminate the rebels, and find the source. But before we find him, we need to know who he is. And the Red Queen goes, there, look, his face emerges. The White Queen goes, but it's not a man at all. As you see an image of Tim 21 kind of blurring into existence, it's like, it's just a boy. The Red Queen goes, that's no boy. So we get to chapter 13. Oh, and we see, I can't believe I'm actually in space. I mean, really in space. aboard a spaceship and traveling to mysterious forbidden planets, just like Dad and Mom used to do. Turns out getting off Samson was the hard part, and also the scariest, but most exciting. The truth is, space travel itself is sort of boring. We can't use shift drives anymore, or Mother's legions will detect us, so we have to travel with basic propulsion, which takes forever. Bandit and I have started playing hide and seek in the back of the ship with Driller. Telsa keeps yelling at us to stop running around, but I can tell she doesn't really mean it. And you see Bandit and Mila just running away with like, "Go, Bandit, go! He found us. We gotta make it back to base." You have Driller just slowly plodding behind him as he goes, "Her, Driller hates stupid hiding games. Driller's too big to hide anywhere good." And you see Mila and Bandit just going, "Found you!" As you see one of Driller's big arms just sticking out like a sore thumb as he tries to hide. And he's like, "Rrr." And you have the old wizard that we found with Driller, sort of weird, but mostly just really nice. He keeps trying to tell me I can do magic, but I don't believe him. And Miser just trying to give her a lesson as he goes, "Now don't think about my hands or what's there. Think about what's not there but could be." He clasps his hands together. He has a little blue glowing ball of energy. And you have a fra fra as Bandit's trying to do an attack. He's like, "It's not real, Bandit. Calm down." And you see Miser going, "You see, that's your problem. It is real. If you want it to be, you need to believe. Magic is all about faith, Mila." And you see her the next one kind of writing in her journal. And she goes, "When I think of magic, all I think of is Mother and Vamps and the militia. But Miser says it doesn't have to be that. He says magic can be anything to anyone, and it all depends on who's doing it." It's like, who knows? Maybe he's right. Maybe it would be kind of cool to do magic. You see Miser again doing his things. He separates his hand, and he has the little bird burst forth with magic. And you see Mila trying to copying him as he goes, "That's it now. Just focus on it." He's like, "See, I can't do it." And Miser's like, "Sure you can. It just takes practice. Just like anything else in life, the more you try and the more you fail, the more you learn." And see Mila kind of looking a little bit despondent as he goes, "Okay, you try it this time. Like I said, imagine it in your mind first. Then realize that what you're imagining, imagine it so hard that it becomes real." Like, "That's it, that's it." And you see Mila kind of trying to create some kind of nebulous shape. And as soon as she opens her eyes again, it evaporates, and she goes, "No, I can't. It's no use." And Miser's like, "It's okay, young'un. We'll try again tomorrow." And it goes, "I can tell that Telsa hates that Miser is trying to teach me about magic. She hasn't said anything, but I can tell." You can see Helda giving the look as Telsa goes, "What's wrong?" Helda goes, "Nothing's wrong, Captain. Just trying to keep this pile of junk from falling out of space is all." And you see Telsa going, "Nish scrap. I know that look. That's the look you get when you're worried, but don't want me to know you're worried. Talk to me, Helda." Helda goes, "You know I'd follow you anywhere, Captain." It's like, "But..." It's like, "But phages of all places? Are you out of your mind?" She goes, "Probably, but we crossed that line a long time ago. Besides, you don't believe all those stupid ghost stories about phages, do you? It's just a planet." And Helda's like, "Yeah, the only planet that Mother herself is scared to go to." And Telsa's like, "Let's hope you're right about that. I'm tired of running. I feel like I've been doing that for way too long." And Helda kind of grips her hand and goes, "Yeah, but you just get restless when you aren't running or fighting against something." And you have Telsa acts tough, but I know she's not. Helda knows it too. I'm glad they have each other. I mean, I can't say I'm really alone now. I have Bandit and Driller and Miser and Telsa and Helda, but it's not the same. As exciting as all this is, I'd give it all up so that it could be just me and Dad again. And you see back up on Samson, and Sploosh goes, "Something's going on with Effie. The way she looked when she said, 'Here I am,' felt weird. I don't know." Like, yeah. So I guess I'll dive into a little bit before I get ahead. Like, because after rereading the first two volumes, I was almost certain at the end of Volume 2, like, all right, like with the Andy riding off with her body, I was almost sure that magic was going to be the reason that she's brought back, like either find a spell or something to kind of bring her back to life. So, yeah, I don't know. It is kind of weird, like the direction they're going. I don't know why they chose this particular story point of like her dying, coming back again and again. Like I don't know what that's going for. Like the series is obviously trying to play with the conventions and the ideas of like magic and technology, being separate things and trying to put together or trying to present the idea that they're kind of the same thing. With the what was it, Asimov's quote of like, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So I feel like they're heading towards something with that, but we'll have to see. Like right now, I'm not sure I really love the FE like storyline and stuff where it's happening, but let's see like where the rest of this volume goes before I kind of have any more concrete or definitive thoughts. And you see Andy chasing after Atos and FE as he goes, "Do you even know where we're going?" And he goes, "Yes, my village is only a little further. I had to make sure we lost the abominations lest I lead them right back to my people." And he goes, how have your people managed to stay hidden from the militia all this time? It's impossible. And Kantos is like, nothing's impossible. You of all creatures should know that. He said, what is that supposed to mean? And he goes, I meant no offense, but you must admit you are an anomaly these days, my lady. Half machine and half flesh. And if I'm not mistaken, I can still smell the vamp on you. Now, I have no idea what ordeals you have endured. My point is, in this galaxy, anything is possible. My master enchanted our village. He helps keep it hidden, and I help keep it safe. And you see them heading up this rock face towards it. And Andy goes, what's your story, Kanto? Ex-UGC? He goes, no, not I. Just a simple farmer. I've actually never left Samson. He's like, how'd a farmer learn to fight like that? And he goes, out of necessity, I have a mission, a very important one, and it is this quest that drives me to do what I do. It was not always like this. You must remember what the galaxy was, what we had before Mother. And you see Kantos with his wife and children after having come back from, I assume, harvesting something, coming back to their house. And you see as they get close, vampire opens the front door. And you have, after the machines left, everything changed. The monsters came, and this once rich world became poisoned and rotten along with them. He goes, I stopped being a farmer that day. That mask was ripped away in blood. I became a warrior of God. Vengeance is my holy mission. You see, the vampires killed all of his family. He was the only one left alive. And he goes, and now you have joined me, so come. We have much to prepare. And we pick up back on Amun with, there she is, brother. It's like, shut up, fool. Let me do the talking. If you embarrass me again, I'll stab us in the leg. As you see Mother's back along with her little flying dragon thing. And on the inside, the Red Queen goes, now remember, just like I told you. And the White Queen's like, yes, Mother. It's like, good girl. And she undoes the magic to put her back to her normal self again. And you have, Mother, we're so honored to have you here at Amun. We're at your service. It's like, yes, Mother, at your service. It's like, have you made the preparations? It's like, of course, Mother. The oratory is ready. And may I ask, who is your lovely companion? And the White Queen goes, no, you may not. Mind your place. It's like, yes, Mother. And you see the Red Queen kind of just behind her. As you see, Mother, all is ready. The world speaker is prepared. The galaxy awaits. It's like, praise Mother, praise Mother. And you see these hooded, cloaked figures like these deep, dark red robes with chains going up in between them. And you see this blobfish-looking thing tied up right in the middle, kind of this elongated forehead and symbols painted all over it. And the White Queen goes, excellent. Shall I begin? And the Red Queen goes, of course, you heard them. The galaxy awaits your word, Mother. And she also, okay, so it looks like there's some kind of appendage chain or something, kind of a bulbous thing coming off the blobfish looking thing. And Mother's picked up one of them. And she goes, this is Mother. As you are no doubt aware, in recent months, the last dregs of the former UGC military have organized and have spread hatred and death across our galaxy. My forces and I have endeavored to root out this plague and destroy it. Until now, the rebels have succeeded in evading us with the help of an evil entity of unknown origins. Or she's using this just to project her image across the entire galaxy. As you see on Samson, she goes, "Make no mistake, these outlaws are the single greatest threat to peace in the galaxy." And then on Narada you have, "I'm now calling for an assembly of my entire army. All divisions, all races, and all species who serve me are to make finding the hidden UGC rebels and their leader their number one priority." And she and Ostrakhan, "Scour every village, scour every moon. Find them, and I will destroy them." And you have on Knossos, "I will save you, I will bless you, and I will make you save, and I will make you save again, safe again." It's like, praise Mother. It's like, praise Mother. And you have, "I will save you, I will bless you, and I will make you safe again. Praise Mother." It's like, what a load of scrap. You have Stock back on his ship. So you have, "What do you think, my lord? Shall we continue our pursuit of the rogue vessel?" He goes, "Like I care. Let's just shoot the ship down and go back to Nish." He goes, "My lord, orders were to track the ship, not destroy it. The militia on Samson believe that the vessel may be of some importance, however." And Stock goes, "However what? Spit it out, consort." He goes, "However, given Mother's new broadcast, perhaps we set our sights a bit higher, something more worthy of His Majesty's attention. Something that may gain us more favor in Mother's eyes, and persuade her to give us a little more autonomy." He's like, "I like the way you think. What did you have in mind?" He goes, "Our scrap scout teams think they have found a rather large cache of still active tech on a small moon in the former mining colonies. If this were true, it may provide clues to the UGC hideout." And Stock's like, "I like it. Set course to this moon. What's it called anyway?" And you have Darishu 6, Your Majesty. It's called Darishu 6. You see back on the ship, Mila's just writing in her journal again. You see a Fra! He's like, "What's up? Are we there?" It's like, "We're there. Phages, the ghost planet." Like, Griller hates ghost planets. And tells us like it's not a ghost planet. It's a gas giant, which is why we go in on impulse only. No burn. And you have, "So you really think there's someone down here, Captain?" And tells us like, I sure as scrap hope so. You getting anything on the board scan?" It's like, "Nothing." And Mila's like, "Did you hear that?" It's like, "What?" It's like, "I don't know, like voices, whispers. It's getting louder. Why can't you hear?" And Jared, ugh. And Miser's like, "Turn back. Get away from this place." As Mila kind of just falls backwards. And Bandit's like, "Fra!" Tells like, "What the hell is wrong with her?" And Hell is like, "Captain, I got multiple contacts closing in." And you see as Mila kind of collapses, Bandit standing guard. You have Miser holding his staff, Gandalf style, as you see all these specters kind of closing in on him. He goes, "Get us away from here!" And you have Captain, as you see a giant warship that blasts them with a scree as a beam comes out. You have they're running. And Helda's like, "What are you doing?" And tells us like, "What does it look like? I'm landing." And she gets on like this boxy looking geometrical ship, and she touches down on the top, and they spy a little open access hatch, which they go through. It's like, how do they hide all this tech? And you see they're used to hiding. They're the between. They're making a comeback. Of course. And you see Atelsa. Is that really you? Oh. And you see this robot-looking mofo with just like these 3 spindly legs coming out of it. and there's a little round orb on top that's projecting out with like a beam of light, and see a projection of Quan's image. As Telsa goes, question is that really you, Quan? So we get to chapter 14, and you have Phages, the ghost planet. Telsa's like, Quan, what the hell happened? What have you done to yourself? And he goes, I have become my true self, Telsa, between machine and man as I was always meant to be. He's like, the girl, what happened? It's like, fucking ghost got her. What do you think? And Quan goes, those are not ghosts. That is a mere galactic myth. They are simply the gas-based life forms that live here. They can be a nuisance, but then we are the ones intruding on their world. Infrared radiation repels them, though. Quite manageable. Elda's like, they look harmless to you? They attacked her. Tells us like, easy, Helda. You know, Mila's kind of coming back to her senses. And Helda's like, easy, girl, I've got you. You're okay. And Bandit's like, Fra! It's a good boy, I'm okay. Quan's like, Bandit? Tells us like, he has a map. It's broken, but we think it might lead back to Tim. And Quan's like, Tim 21? But that could mean finding the Descenders. And Mila's like, the ghosts. And Helda's like, they're gone now. She's like, no. He's like, I saw. They showed me. Helda's like, what did you see? And Mila's like, tunnels. I was in tunnels, and Telsa. Oh, she thinks back to when Telsa. Oh no, is that a future image? Yeah, so you see Mila standing off to the side. Telsa gets shot through the midsection with a giant laser. And she goes, I saw Telsa die. It's like, enough of this shit. Telsa comes and grabs Bandit. Goes, can you fix it? Can you fix the map? And she hands it over to Quan Bot. And he goes, I would think so, but then what? And Telsa's like, then we end this. We pick up back on Samson as we have, how much farther, Kanto? He goes, just up ahead, my friends. Welcome my village, my people. Do you have Kanto? It's like, Father Truitt, blessed be. He's like, a between? And Effie's like, yes. Is that a problem? He goes, no, my lady. All of Mother's unsaved are welcome here in our heaven. He's like, how have you managed to stay hidden here? He goes, with God's blessing, Andy. He has protected us in his holy bosom. And F's like, right, well, that's bullshit. He's like, F? And she's like, there's a military-grade cloaking shield around this place. Super old tech, forbidden stuff. It's like, from there, and she points off to a little wooden church off in the distance. It's like, what exactly is this place, Father? He goes, Father, what is she talking about? And he's silent for a moment. Before I have Blinkless, as you see the crows flying in. And Truitt goes, what have you done? You led them right to us. And he's like, but I was simply trying to help them. I'm sorry, Father. He goes, cloak or not, Vix will be on his way now. We can't hide. We'll need to make a stand. And Kanto's like, to make a stand we will. God's light will guide us. And Andy's like, we're going to need more than God's light. And F's like, please tell me you have more hidden around here, real weapons. And Truitt goes, I'd hope this day would never come. It's like, Father, what are you talking about? He goes, this way, hurry. We don't have much time. We pick up back on Phages as we have so. It's like, if you stop asking questions, I would work faster, Telsa. It's like, the girl, she really is Effie and Andy's? It's like, yes, they didn't make it. Quan goes, do you realize what this could mean, Telsa? If Tim is still out there, if he wants us to find him, and you see, going, if Tim really did send Bandit, he wanted Andy and Mila to find him, not you, Quan. Quan's like, you haven't changed at all, have you, Telsa? Still a skeptic, just following orders. And she goes, and you're still arrogant and delusional and will probably betray us the first chance you get. He goes, don't you see? The Descenders are our salvation, machine kind. Give me a second here. The sack of shit is back. Yeah, honestly, Khan is a character. And tells like the Descenders destroyed everything. Without them, Mother never rises. Without them, my father is still alive. And Quan goes, and without them, you never find that little girl. What if everything happens for a reason, Telsa? I mean, after everything you have seen, is it so hard to believe there may be a design to the universe? Telsa goes, design? All I see is chaos and death, Quan. He goes, no, Telsa. It is all connected. It is all one infinite machine. I saw that. I finally saw that, and that's why I chose to give up the flesh to become closer to that truth. And you have Telsa going, I was wrong about you. You're even more insane than ever. Just fix the map, Quan. Pixie, outside where Helda and the others are waiting, as Helda goes, making friends again, I see, Captain. She's like, stuff it. And Driller goes, Hurr. Driller don't like Gas Planet. Driller don't like half-fleshy bots. And one of the betweeners goes, easy, old boy. They don't mean us any harm. Well, that's Misered. Going, they don't mean us any harm. If anything, I think they revere you. These between have not seen another robot in many years. It's like, Driller a real killer. Driller don't like being revered. Driller like being feared. And Miser's like, you may just made a bribe. You're becoming a poet, my friend. He's like, Driller hates poems. God, I love Driller. Tells us like, how you doing, kid? It's like a bit of a headache, but it's getting better now. And he goes, when he fixes the map and we go where it tells us, what then, Telsa? It's like, what do you mean? It's like, I mean, will you stay with me? Telsa's like, of course we'll stay with you, girlie. You don't need to worry. It's like, right, Captain? And she gives her a look, and Telsa's just silent. And you see Telsa as a fra. And you see a kind of projection coming out of Banda's head. And you fixed it? It's like, yes, but it's not just a map, Telsa. And you see Miser going, magic. This is magic. It's like, it's some sort of energy field like I've never seen. I can't scan it, can't identify it. This point, this is where it leads. It's like, I can't compute. It's like, it's a gateway. And you see a fra! As this giant circular gateway opens up in front of them. And you see back on Samson. So you have like, General Vix, are you seeing this, sir? You see them heading into the village. As he goes, yes, be careful, soldier. I smell a trap. Hold the perimeter. I'm coming in. You see Vix riding the tank into the village. So you have nothing, General. Their scent is still fresh. They were here but recently, but there are no trails leading away from the camp. So they're still here. Then they're still here, you fools. It's like, where? Don't smell nothing. It's like there. He points to the church. Your father. It's like, quiet, my sheep. Have faith. And Effie asks, what's the play here, father? And you have, I am so sorry, Kanto. It's like, father? It's like, there's much I have not told you, Kanto. To keep you safe, to keep us safe. And if we survive this, there will be time for that. And you see him opening up this hidden staircase, goes underground into this metallic room. He's got a bunch of laser weapons stored away. He goes, but first we must bring the hand of God down on those beasts. Jeff, careful. It's like, worms of Satan, your hour has come. You see Kanto, just badass looking, mask on, swords drawn, as he goes out to meet Vix and his goons. Jeff, kill them all. Jeff, we fear not death, vile abominations. As Effie the father and Andy come up from behind them with the guns and just start shooting. Jeff, a careful, F. It's like, worry about yourself. You're out of practice. He's like, nah, once a scrapper, always a scrapper. And you see them just laying waste to Vix's forces. Vix goes, traitor's machine, oil for blood. And she goes, save something for you, General. You took my life from me. You took my little girl from me. He's like, Mother saved you. Mother saved us all. And you turned your back to her. It's like, Mother. See Effie pulling a stake and leaping towards him as Vix just kind of grabs her hand to stop her. And she goes, let's see Mother save you now, asshole. And she drives the stake through his chest. And he goes, Kuh! As he dies. Love it. And we see back on Phages with the fra. So I think he wants us to go inside. Elda's like, Mila. And Quan's like, she's right. We need to see where it leads. As he just goes full force into the unknown. Mila's like, come on. You have wait. as Mila and Bandit run through, and you see on the other side, the portal has taken them back to Darishu. So you have where are we? Quan's like, this is Darishu 6, the mining colony where Tim 21 was raised. And Mila's like, and where I was born. And you see, halt, no one move. As you see a bunch of UGC forces coming out to surround them. Do you have UGC? It's like, Bandit, wait! As Bandit runs up to the fra. And you see, it's okay, lower your weapons. This is who we've been waiting for. As they part ways. And you see Tim 21 coming out as Bandit goes up to him. He's like, hello, Telsa, Driller, Dr. Quan. She's like, Tim? It's like, you're just in time. It's like, time? Time for what? It's like, time to save the universe. As we have the end of Volume 3. Oh, God. All right. That was a hell of a volume. Swoosh is like, don't act tough, Telsa, you softy. Like, I want to say Telsa's almost a tsundere, but it doesn't feel totally right. But, she kind of is. So I guess quick thoughts on this volume. Like, this was a very, very plot-heavy volume. Like, yeah, we got a lot of movements again. Like, we got more bits and pieces of, like, people moving to their endpoints, kind of shifting the game pieces, as it were, to get to where we need to for, like, the rest of the story to play out. So not really too much to comment on. I still like the dynamic between Helda and Telsa. Like, I love the little dynamic and like the little back and forths. I like Triller being like the reluctant, almost like uncle or older brother who's gonna have to take care of Mila and just like play with her, and she's like, oh yeah, I guess, and you're just kind of playing along. That's just super adorable. I really miss the big lug, so it's good to have them back. With that, so we finally got. I was almost sure Kanto was gonna be someone we'd known before, but I guess he's just a new addition to the story, so that's not really too much of a big deal. Oh, God, I love kind of the dynamic between the Red Queen and the White Queen, because it does sympathize. It does make us empathize and sympathize a little bit more with the White Queen, and kind of her struggle for power. So I'm more interested in getting like a little bit more for backstory and the backstory of the Coven and like how they came to be and what their purpose and goal was. So that'll be another interesting aspect to see. Again, like, I'm not really sure where they're going with the idea of like, magic and technology being kind of like, two halves of the same whole kind of thing, or with Tim being, potential super mage and all that. So it'll be interesting to kind of see where that's going to go, how it's potentially going to tie into the Descenders and everything else. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in this to comment on. Yeah, so the Effie stuff, I'm still really, really mixed on. Because on the one hand, I'm like, all right, I'm glad that it's not going the route that most other stories do of, fridging the mother, the love interest, the wife, with how they usually handle the female characters, and just have, their death be kind of an impetus or motivation for the main character to kind of grow and develop. So, but that said, like, I don't really care for the way they're kind of like, oh, if you got bitten by a vampire, then she got bought back, then she got killed as a vampire, then she got bought back. Like, I feel like they didn't really need to do this whole runaround just to kind of get her machine parts to activate. But because I'm wondering with Quan's whole speech about how there is like a design to the universe and how the machines have like a greater plan or everything, I wonder if the Descenders is kind of like the one divergent path of humanity where it's like humanity that continually just kind of kept evolving and developing until they become, the sentient machines. I don't know if that's what's happening here, and we're trying to figure out, like, I don't know if that's the end goal, is to make the between kind of the hybrid of like these two concepts and ideas, like the hybrid between magic and machine, like human and machine, kind of, like make this new hybrid race, or like what the idea is. But like I said, like we're still, feels like there's still a lot more story to go, and like this one was a good step in kind of developing it out, fleshing it out a little bit more. We'll have to wait and see where the story goes from here. And I'm really excited and looking forward to it. It's still a good story, even though I have a little nitpicks here and there. Can't wait to see where it goes. Yeah, with that said, I'm going to cut it off here. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for the first stream of the new year. I'm gonna have a video eventually talking about kind of plans for the new year, what videos I'm going to do, what series I'm going to cover, things like that. So I'm gonna have to still kind of think about it, especially because in my field, I'm an accountant. Our busy season here in Canada is coming up pretty soon. So from February until the end of April, Mayish, I'm going to be super, super busy with work. So I'm probably going to be not as putting out as much content during those months. So I'll have to figure out kind of a plan to figure out what I'm going to do and series I'm going to cover. I think the rough plan right now is I'm going to just focus mostly on Alita and Lazarus until I catch up with those series. And then after I'm done those two, then I'll kind of go back to the other ones and start catching up on them. So I'll do an Alita video tomorrow, and then I'll probably do a Lazarus stream sometime next week. So look forward to that. Like I said before, Happy New Year to everyone. I hope 2021 is good to you all. As always, if you like my videos, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Didn't quite manage to reach my goal of getting to 150 subscribers before 2020 ends, but we'll set a new goal. Try to see if we can reach at least 200 plus. Hopefully in the first couple of months of this year, but we'll see how that all goes. So with that said, again, thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, this is Ash. I'll talk to you all later.